Welcome to this Barclays Ventures podcast with Innovate UK Executive Chair Ian Campbell. I'm Benjamin Storey, Funding Solutions and Business Insights Lead for Eagle Labs at Barclays Ventures. And today we're going to focus on the new ambitious technologies to build a UK resilience competition run by Innovate UK. Ian, thank you for joining us and welcome. You have in the last week released a new £20 million competition. Would you like to give us a quick overview of what the fund is and what it aims to combat?
So, Ben, much as we are communicating today over the internet, we are seeing massive disruptions to businesses and communities across the UK. It's affecting livelihoods, it's affecting our social interactions, and it's affecting our ability to shop, to educate, to supply goods and services. Innovate UK is taking this opportunity to run a competition to try and accelerate those technologies that might make a difference to our everyday lives as we undergo the current lockdown through coronavirus or COVID-19. Our aim is to attract ambitious businesses that may have had to change their business model as a result of COVID, but to allow us as a broader society to benefit from technologies and services to allow us to look after society at this difficult time.
Such a worrying time for many. How important was it for you that Innovate UK create this competition now?
I think it's important that the Innovate UK, as the government's innovation agency, is demonstrating leadership and support at this time. It's also important for us to recognise that we want our funding to make a difference. Hence why we took a week or so to decide what competition we should run and how it should impact society more broadly at this challenging time. So we aim to support businesses, and that's important for us as an innovation agency. It's also important for us to get adoption of new technologies into the heart of people's lives so that we can absolutely benefit from new technology in trying to live through what is, as you say, a troubling time for most individuals, either themselves or looking after dependent relatives and family.
Absolutely. Remind us, how much is the total competition worth and what can businesses apply for?
So the competition in totality is worth £20 million. Each company can apply for up to £50,000, which will 100% fund a described project over a 6-month period to allow them to bring a technology, a service, or a product to the market and into our homes. It's designed predominantly for SMEs to allow them at this difficult time for trading to look at their business models and perhaps if they've had an epiphany whilst working from home to put that to practice and transform some of their offerings and services.
Wow, some quick math there. That's a minimum of 400 businesses you're looking to support. Are there any specific industries or technologies this is applicable for? And if so, what are they?
We want to make this competition applicable across all sectors. Whether we're trying to educate our children at the kitchen table, whether we're trying to look after our relatives and get food to them, or get a hospital appointment or a doctor's appointment, or indeed if we're a company that's suddenly got a demand on it as a retailer and having to adapt flexibly in these times to either manufacturing more goods or looking at logistics of shipping them. We want this call to be broad and we want to see applications from all areas of the UK and from all sectors, from healthcare, from supply chain, from social care and into education and training. This is a vital time for us to try and make a difference through what we're offering with this funding.
Wow, that's a very wide catchment. It sounds like almost anybody can apply. They're grants, aren't they? Are they not repayable? Is that correct?
So these are grants. The grants are not repayable. So this is us trying to help businesses to take a risk they otherwise may not take in order to develop themselves and hopefully provide some products and services for the long term. I can't envisage that we're going back to the way we were working just a few weeks ago. I think some of the changes we've had through, for example, video conferencing are here for the longer term. Our reliance on travel and transport as individuals has probably decreased. Our need to get products and services to individuals through other means has probably increased. So we're trying to be broad and diverse and make sure that that grant funding turns into jobs and prosperity, and therefore as a result of that will be net beneficial to the UK as a whole.
Fantastic. These are in the form of 6-month projects. What are you expecting a business that has received the grant to have achieved after 6 months?
So we're expecting that businesses that have received a grant will be able to create something new or leverage their technology in a different way. What we don't know is how long the current restrictions will last and what the longer lasting impact will be globally. What we're trying to do is create competitive advantages for companies that are fleet of foot and nimble and address not just the health crisis, but the societal impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, and to do that in a way that is sustainable for the longer term. We envisage a number of short projects in, for example, the digital space, offering new services across the web. For example, if you're an entertainer that relies on an audience, how do you get your medium into the public eye for the audience to enjoy it and flavour it? And also, as a recipient of entertainment, you want to experience what you did in a concert before in the comfort of your own home. This really enables AI, VI, virtual reality to come to life in a different way. Those are the types of technologies we'd expect to thrive through this competition.
Excellent. What are the criteria for the businesses? Presumably you have to be a UK registered entity. What else?
So the criteria are quite simple. You have to be a UK company, a UK registered company at that, with Companies House, and also have a technology or an innovative project that has an element of risk attached to it. So what our funding is there to do is to provide additional support for you as a business to go that one step beyond where you would normally go in day-to-day activities to allow yourselves to have the best chance of bringing your new development to the market.
And how easy is it to apply for the grant?
It is very simple to apply. If you go on to www.innovateuk.gov.uk, if you go up to the top right of the website, you'll see funding opportunities. If you click through that, there's a very simple 3 or 4 question form to fill in. Send that in to our assessors. We will assess it, give you feedback, and hopefully provide you with funding in very short order. This is different from our standard competitions in that it's only open for a few days. So the competition closes on the 17th of April. And then we aim to get funding out to businesses and services within a few days of that. So therefore, we want this to be a quick turnaround, rapid response, enabling fleet of foot companies to take advantage of this opportunity.
That sounds very simple, and there's only 7 or 8 days left to apply. How long do you estimate the process to take after companies applied for it?
So our aim is to have the competition assessed and evaluated, and the grant awards out by the middle of May at the latest, possibly a few days after that. We're experiencing some high volume, but our assessors are committed and loyal. We've got over, I think, 400 assessors ready to go. So as soon as your application's in flight, we'll be able to start processing it from our end with the aim of turning it around very quickly.
Thank you. And finally, is there any advice or hints that you can provide to ensure that quality businesses and technologies do not miss out on this opportunity?
3 pieces of advice. First of all, don't be shy. Secondly, be ambitious. And thirdly, be realistic. If your project's going to cost £1 million, this is probably not the competition for it. If your application is going to be for £45,000 or £50,000, absolutely, please apply. But be realistic, be concise, and please, if you have any good ideas at all, especially at this time, submit it. We want to see applications from all sectors of the economy across the UK with a divergent range of interests and expectations.
Thank you very much, Ian, for your time and your valuable insights. I hope the listeners found it very useful and will follow the link to apply. You'll also be able to find the link, as well as other support for your business, on our Resilience Hub at labs.uk.barclays. Thank you for listening to our Barclays Ventures podcast, and remember in these times to please stay safe.